Hi, I'm Chris Curran, author of Leap Beyond Your Limits, and I'm also a member of Running on Love.
And I'm Lori Sperber. I am the founder and president of Running on Love, a registered 501c3 charity.
So, Lori, why don't you explain the background of Running on Love? Why and how did you start Running on Love?
Well, it goes back a few years, about 4 to 5 years ago. I was sitting in a business networking meeting promoting my marketing business. I have a marketing communications company. And the facilitator in the meeting asked a question to start the meeting and break the ice. He went around the table and there was about 30 business people there. He asked, when you introduce yourself, please state your name and then tell everybody what you would do if you could stop everything for 1 year and accomplish one thing. And I thought that was a really intriguing question. I really thought long and hard about it, and I actually was the last person to answer the question. They went around the room, going in the other direction, and I was sitting to the right of the facilitator. And when they got to me, out of nowhere, I said, I'm Lori Sperber, and I didn't know what to say, and I said I would run a marathon. And everybody in the room was like, woo, wow, that's really something. And I thought to myself, wow, wow, I would run a marathon. But the truth is that I've always been enamored by people who take that challenge on and run a marathon. And then I thought nothing of it, and I left the business meeting. And about a week later, I came home from work, and it was about 6 o'clock in the evening, and I received a postcard. And I picked up the postcard, and it was addressed to me, and it said, run a marathon, do it for charity, and do it in memory or in honor of someone that you love. For the team in training for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And it just so happened that my father, Milton Weiner, had passed away 22 years ago, 22 years prior from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I looked at this postcard and I looked around the room and I thought, who's watching me? Where did this come from? So I went to the meeting, and the history is that I did sign up, and I ran the New Jersey Marathon for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in memory of my father. But what I didn't realize was, when I signed up, how much I would get out of the experience. I signed up to do a charitable act in memory of my dad. What I received was an eye-opening experience. I gave of myself in a physical way, and I did fundraising and charity, but what I got back was pure love energy. And the training was very hard. It was very difficult. It's not easy. And when you're a mom and a business owner and you have a lot of things going on in your life, it's very hard to find the time to do the training. It's not easy, but I did. And then on top of that, you do your fundraising. And I not only met my fundraising goal, but I doubled it. But all along the way, as I was doing my fundraising, I was telling stories about my father and stories about my training and sending emails out. And the communication that would come back to me was overwhelming support and love. And I was just loving life again. And not that I had stopped loving life, but I think in your day-to-day life, when you are doing the same old, going to work, paying the bills, paying the mortgage, sometimes we lose that spark, that energy that we need to move on with our day. And this just revitalized me. And then during the training, I got injured at one point and had to take a break. I persevered, I overcame the injury, and I wound up completing the marathon. But when I got to mile 20, that's really what I realized, when I realized that this was really hard. And I got to mile 20 and I looked around and I thought, I don't know if I can do this. I really didn't know if I could finish 26 miles, 26.2 miles. And I remember sticking my hand out to get water from the water man, the man standing there, and he laughed at me, and he handed me the water, and he said, "Oh, you're almost done." And I said to him, "That's easy for you to say. I have 6 more miles." And everything hurt. Everything hurt. And I looked up at the sky, and I said, "I've got nothing left. How am I going to go the distance?" And then I realized, sorry.
It's okay.
I realized this one was for my dad. I didn't know I was going to cry. Sorry. When I realized that and recognized that, nothing was going to stop. I was going to go the distance. And that's when I realized I wasn't running on Powerade, Gatorade, Cliff Blocks, whatever goo, whatever nonsense you have to ingest when you're trying to run the distance. I was running on love. And I'm crying because it's really tears of joy. It gave me the opportunity. I'm sorry. Let me get my composure. It gave me the opportunity to connect with my father, who had died 22 years earlier, and give my kids, my 3 children, an opportunity to learn what their grandfather was all about and keep his memory alive. And when I crossed the finish line, I just felt such joy that I was able to do something so good and so blessed in his memory. Doing active charity and pushing myself further than I ever thought I could ever move my body. And the truth be known, I'm not a runner. I'm not even an athlete. I'm one of these crazy people who actually enjoy exercise, but running a marathon was never, something that I ever thought I could do. And here I did it. And it was just such a blessing, and I realized I found something extraordinary and special, that devoting yourself to an act of charity like that, in honor or in memory of somebody that you love, is just pure joy. It's divine. It's what we're meant to be doing here on earth. And I got hooked, and I went on. After I finished the event, I was on cloud 9 for about a week, and I realized I have to do it again. So I signed up for another marathon, and then another marathon, and then another marathon. And I did 4 marathons in 18 months. And during that time, I kept thinking, I actually started posting my emails on a blog called Running on Love, because of my realization that that's what I was doing. And people were visiting my blogs and buying my Running on Love t-shirt. Should I turn around and show that? No.
We'll put one on the screen.
We'll put one on the screen later. And then I had some things happen in my life that brought me challenges. I suffered from hearing loss. And it really lowered my energy, and it challenged me, made me feel sad, sorry for myself. And I'm not just talking about an average, normal kind of hearing loss that you maybe get when you're older. This was neurosensory hearing loss where I realized I was going deaf. As a matter of fact, I qualify for a cochlear implant now. But when I started feeling sorry for myself, I realized at that moment that the hand that you extend is the one that lifts your soul. And I realized I had something extraordinary here with the running marathons for charity and running on love. And I wanted to share that with the world. And by sharing that, it was actually, in a way, a selfish thing to do, because by creating Running on Love as a charity, it got myself out of my own way and my own problems, and I was focused on helping others. And I used that energy to lift my spirits and stop worrying about my own stuff. And I also felt along the way that it was important to share something, that when you find something special like this, Chris, when you find the true source of joy, it feels like a privilege and a responsibility to share it with people like you and all the people that have run on love with me. Because it's special, extraordinary, and it's something that I feel everybody should experience in their lifetime. And there are so many small charities out there, especially now in our economic climate, that are suffering and they don't know how to fundraise or where to find their next dollar. And I feel that I found something extraordinary where I can help inspire people to connect their passion with charity and to give back and help causes, noble causes in their time of need. So it's really about helping individuals recognize that charity is divine and it's important, that loving somebody out loud and expressing your love is healing, and it's a beautiful gift that you can give to somebody. And when you devote yourself to charity and to love, it comes back to you in so many ways. Your life becomes magical. It becomes joyful. We're all seeking that secret, the meaning of life, the secret to happiness. And some people are seeking it in different ways. Alcohol, whatever, they're looking to anesthetize themselves from the pains and the pressures of daily life. And I really, truly believe that I found the source of joy, of all joy. And that's in connecting with other people and devoting yourself to a selfless act of charity in their honor. And I just want to share that with as many people as I possibly can.